Hey guys, welcome back to Beauty Within. It's your host, Felicia, and today it's just me again because Rowena's back in LA for a hot minute. Ru? So if you've been with us for a while, you know that my face is as oily as a deep fryer and Rowena's skin is practically like the Sahara Desert, and we're constantly trying to find products that will help to manage each of our specific skin concerns and get our faces looking as plump and clear and bing bing as possible. Usually when we look for skincare products, we try to pick out the ones that have like certain key ingredients or that help to claim with our specific skin concerns. So mine is balancing out oil and sebum and also breakouts. And on the other hand, Rowena, dry, parched. So the complete opposite, and she needs like really thick and rich products, especially in the winter when it's starting to get cold, and ingredients that are more nourishing and keep that hydration locked in. So today we're going to be exploring another skincare brand, and this one is from Lab & Co, which is actually the parent company of a brand that you might have heard of, I'm From, and they have another line called Skin & Lab, and under Skin & Lab there's two lines, one for dry dehydrated skin and one for soothing and calming. I really love Centella Asiatica and all those soothing ingredients, so I'm trying their Medicica line, whereas Rowena wants more nourishing, more hydrating, and so she's trying the Barrier Derm. So thank you for Skin & Lab for sending us these products to try out and sponsoring this video. So we tried it out and gave it about 2 to 3 weeks using it, and we're going to share with you guys our honest opinions and kind of first impressions, as well as how we felt over those couple of weeks. So don't worry, all our experiences and thoughts are our own. We just want to share with you guys some cool new products that are affordable.
Hi beauties, welcome to my bathroom. Thank you so much, Felicia, for the warm welcome. So let's first talk about the Bioderm line. It's this violet line designed specifically for people with dry and sensitive skin. There's Filiseed and ceramide in all of these products. Filiseed is a formula with moisturizing ingredients that help to strengthen and protect the skin barrier, and it's essential for helping your epidermis stay nice and strong. Here's a fun fact for those of us with eczema. My neck eczema is flaring out quite intensely. Eczema is associated with the general lack of filaggrin in our skin, so that's how it all connects. And for ceramides, we know that they help keep the skin barrier healthy and strong, so it keeps our skin hydrated from the inside out, as well as keeping environmental factors, pollution, anything from damaging and penetrating into our skin or our damaged skin barriers. Alright, so I just washed my face, going to first go in with toner. Since the Bioderm line does not have a toner, I'm going to be using this I'm From Rice toner that you guys should be pretty familiar with because I've talked about this a lot in my previous videos. I love how hydrating, gentle, and soothing this is. It's made with 77.78% rice. It is so beautiful. I really appreciate I'm From as a brand because they harness the power of a lot of natural ingredients found specifically in Korea.
So for those of you wondering, why haven't I heard of Skin & Lab? Because I'm sure you guys have heard us talk to death about I'm From, like their rice mask that Rowena really loves and a bunch of their other products that we've featured in our other videos. So how come we've never heard of Skin & Lab? So Skin & Lab launched back in 2009, which is scarily 10 years ago, and it's actually a part of a bigger umbrella company called Lab & Co, and the same company that founded other brands like Chica y Chico, which is Spanish. Is it? So cute. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. And then obviously I'm From. So fun fact, the CEO was an engineer who then later transitioned into beauty and skincare because he had big dreams. He also wanted to end world hunger. Fun fact.
So let's move on to the Bioderm Repair Ampoule. This is a hyperallergenic ampoule that is really soothing, hydrating, and helps to repair damaged and sensitive skin. It has this beautiful violet color. It's the organic compound derived from the steam distillation of chamomile. And it's anti-inflammatory, super soothing, and super high in antioxidant. I like doing 2 drops, 1 drop in the middle, 2 drops on the side. And the smell of it smells like you're on a berry field. Ooh, Smells so good. So the active ingredients in this ampoule are in capsule form, which helps it deliver deeper into the inner layers of your skin. And it gives you this very nice and silky finish. Overall, this is a very hydrating and moisturizing ampoule. There is one thing that I will say though, if you are sensitive to alcohol or if you know your skin doesn't react well with alcohol, it is the second ingredient. And when you do smell this and when you do apply it along with the berry floral scent, you can also smell the alcohol a bit. So if that is something that is a hard no for you, it's something worth mentioning. So whether alcohol is good or bad in a skincare product, it really comes down to the formulation. And for this specific formula, I will say that it doesn't make my skin feel tight. It doesn't make it feel like it's being stripped of any moisture or just like squeaky clean, that very like unpleasant like feeling. Feels very hydrated, very supple, and very nourished. Let's move on to the Barrier Derm Intensive Cream. The really cool thing about this cream is that there's encapsulated flaxseed, which are very moisturizing and great for the skin barrier. It's so smooth, so silky. It glides onto your skin and it absorbs into your skin so beautifully and so quickly. It's perfect for very, very dry and cold/hot winters. And what I mean by hot is the indoor hot. Similar to the ampoule, this is also fragrance free. It's a very light lavender and rosemary scent. There's also squalane and panthenol or vitamin B5, which are both very, very hydrating, nourishing, and soothing ingredients for our skin. This cream can also be used for your body, so I've been putting this on here, my little eczema dry spots. Moving on to the Barrier Derm Relief Balm. This texture is a lot more dense and firm. I love this balm because it gives you like a little radiant, nice dewy finish. And the ingredient list is a bit different from the Intense Cream. There's also Azulene in here, which is the same as in the ampoule. Also shea butter, beta-glucan, which soothes and calms irritated skin, hydrolyzed hyaluronic acid, as well as tocopherol, which is a form of vitamin E. Between the two, the Barrier Derm Intense Cream and the Relief Balm, I would say this is a shining star in my life. This is something that I feel like I can even use during summer. I think the balm is something that is great as well if you feel like your skin is extra sensitive and extra dry. So that is the Barrier Derm line for dry, dehydrated skin. Let's move on to Felicia with the Medicica line.
All right, so the next one is what I personally tried, and it's the Medicica line, which is for oily, acne-prone, and sensitive skin. Because all the products contain a green cica complex, and cica is kind of like the shortened or abbreviated version of Centella asiatica, which is a leaf. It's got 6 core substances of the whole Centella asiatica leaf. So it's got things like metocasoside as well as, I'm not even gonna try attempt these words, but it's got all of them in there.
Hey guys, so we're in my bathroom and I'm going to show you how you can use the Medicica line in a skincare routine, and I'm going to go through the 4 main products that they have. They don't have a serum, so I'm going to use my own serum. So they have the cleanser, the toner, the calming cream, and then also a spot treatment, which is one of my favorite things because, you know, when our friend comes to play, that's what's going to save the day. #poet.
In the formula, there's titrated Centella asiatica extract, which contains asiaticoside that strengthens the skin barrier and forms a protective layer so that it's nourished and healthy. As well as that, it's got metocasic acid that prevents the skin from things like irritation and, like discomfort on the skin, as well as asiatic acid, which helps with any sort of like topical inflammation, itchiness, and irritations in general.
Okay, so I wore my matching headband. Green vibes. So I'm gonna wet my face before cleansing a little. Okay, so first jumping into this cleanser, it's like a really delicious texture. And the first time I used this, I was like, oh, it smells like eucalyptus, which I really love because it reminds me of home. The natural flora of Australia. But it's actually rosemary leaf oil and it just gives this very subtle natural scent to it. But on top of that, it's a really gentle cleanser because it does contain amino acids as well as ceramides. And those, as you know, are the pivotal building blocks of our skin and our skin barrier, because like when we get any sort of irritation or we're really dry and flaky, it's because the walls of our skin cells and the ceramides, which are the glue holding it together, are compromised. It just creates a really like rich color. The surfactants are coconut derived, so all the ingredients are very gentle.
And I think a lot of people might associate coconut with pore clogging, but when it's a surfactant and it's used in a cleanser, it's actually, being washed off, so it's not going to clog your pores, but it helps to retain the moisture in our skin while we are washing.
And sometimes I'll go in and use it with the Foreo if you just want like a more thorough cleanse, especially if you have little flakes around the chin like I do right now. Just work it in there. So it's up to you, just as long as you get a thorough cleanse with whatever you're using. Ding! So now you can just kind of pat the water in, let it air dry a little if you have time. Otherwise, you can just pat it with a towel, like 1, 2, and it still feels really nice and hydrated. Like I don't feel like I need to jump straight in and like coat my face with something because it's still very supple.
One thing to note is if you guys are super sensitive, you may want to try out or patch test. It has got rosemary leaf oil. Personally, I don't have anything wrong with it, but maybe you guys do. So that's just something to note.
So now we're gonna move on to toning, and I like to use it on a cotton pad just to make sure that everything is off the face, because sometimes like I get crusty stuff on the side, either makeup or just stuff like that I forgot about. Okay, so this is the Medicica Balancing Toner. Love the word balancing, because if you have oily, combination, acne prone, what you want to look for in a toner are ingredients that will help to balance out the level of sebum production, as well as just different areas that get oily and then other areas that get dry.
So the role of toner, as a recap, is just there to rebalance your pH level, because after washing your face, even if it is just with water, it will change your skin's natural pH balance. So you want to rehydrate it, give it back the water content that it needs in your skin cells, and whilst it does that, also soothe and brighten the skin.
So this one contains 2 ingredients that are my absolute favorite when it comes to skincare. It's niacinamide, which is for reducing pore size, controlling sebum, evening out the skin tone. I'm like doing all this stuff. And then it's also got lactobionic acid, which is otherwise known as PHA, which is a really gentle chemical exfoliant that will really help to unclog and unstick the dead skin that might be like lingering around.
For those of you who can't stand like glycolic or lactic or mandelic, this is a really safe alternative that just helps to slough off that dead skin in a very gentle way.
You can even just put it on your palms. Absolutely no fragrance to this. Like it smells like nothing. It's very watery and it sinks in really fast into the skin.
Some other soothing ingredients, as well as the centella, is also turmeric fruit extract, as well as aloe vera flower water and eggplant fruit extract. So all of these combined are just very soothing. It's non-irritating, kind of ingredients that I've really used a lot, so I know that nothing will really like break me out.
So next at night, I would be using a serum because it's getting colder. Serum isn't absolutely necessary. It's more of like an add-on into your routine, but if you're a teenager, you don't need it. For now, I'm gonna use my new favorite, the Neogen White Truffle Serum in Drop. We talked about this in a previous video. Completely blew my mind when I first used it. Once again, it's balancing because it has a mixture of oils as well as hydrating properties, and it's not greasy. So just patting that in. I said in the video when we talked about this, the white truffle aspect, that's more of like a marketed term that I don't really care for, but I just really love the consistency of this. It's lightweight, it's almost gel-like, but it's got a little bit of these like encapsulated oil, so that also just helps to reinforce and strengthen the skin barrier.
The third step is the calming cream that they have. And what's cool about this, that kind of sets it apart from other moisturizers I've used, is that it has an encapsulated green Cica capsule that melts and kind of bursts into the skin to really like deliver that hydration and calm down the skin, and just delivers all the ingredients in a very controlled way.
Moisturizer is there to trap in all the hydration that you've put in the previous steps. So everything that we put in is these two, right? So that's putting in hydration, making our skin cells dance and be happy and plump, and then moisturizer is there to lock that all in. That's why sometimes if you just use a moisturizer by itself, you're still dry and flaky. It's because you didn't put anything under it, that water content, to really seal it in. Let me just show you this consistency. I love, oh my gosh. It's like a cream gel, if that makes sense. It's very lightweight. Once again, not greasy at all. It absorbs into the skin super quick. And I feel like this is great even if you want to add a few drops of oil into it. Oh my God, it feels so nice. And I even just like apply this over my eyes as well, because I feel like it's so gentle and so safe to use anywhere. And then just make sure you drag that down the neck as well, because the neck is also face skin.
This is a pretty simply designed formula because, as well as the Centella Asiatica, it hasn't got a lot of other ingredients, which is a really good thing because it's just simple and straightforward. But it's got panthenol, which is a form of vitamin B that helps with the moisture of your skin. And it's also got tocopherol, which is vitamin E, which is also an antioxidant with the moisturizing properties. Apart from that, it's pretty, what you see is what you get.
And then at this point, I like to use my knuckles and just give like a little lymphatic drain. So you want to like start from the middle, take it all the way out, and then you just go down. And there's different nodes at different areas, so you just want to help it travel. The consistency is very similar to the Drunk Elephant polypeptide, even lighter.
So moving on to the last product that they have in the line, it's the Clear Spot Gel. And you know I love me some acne treatment. But this one is actually super gentle, and the consistency is almost the same as the moisturizer. It's very soft and kind of plush. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's not like a watery type consistency.
Bloop. So it's this clear gel. The texture of it is almost like a moisturizer in itself. And because I've used a lot of different spot treatments, I can tell you that this one is more on the end of being nourishing while slowly helping to break down that pimple or whitehead. It's not going to help with huge cystic acne, but it'll help with pustules, whiteheads, blackheads, and I would even use it on my nose here when I feel like it's very congested. I don't feel that it's too overpowering and burning, but it's just not going to be as effective as like those really intense ones.
And for this formula specifically, it says it can be used 3 times a day. So it is very gentle. I think it's great for sensitive skin because if it was super potent, you would not be able to use it that many times. Your skin would just flake away into the air.
The reason why it's so great for those of you who are maybe acne and sensitive is because it's got beta glucan, which is really good at calming irritated skin. And as well as that, it's got eggplant and artichoke leaf extract. And the ingredient that helps with the flare-ups is BHA. So this not only helps with breakouts, it will help reduce the redness around the area. You know how sometimes you have a pustule and it's red around the outside and it's like, oh my God, what do I do with it? This will just help with that. So that is it, guys. My favorites would be the toner and also the cream, because I feel like those are kind of the pivotal steps. Hope you guys enjoyed being in my bathroom. Back to the studio. Bloop, bloop.
So those are our reviews of the Skin and Lab lines. I want to point this out that it's not just because Rowena has like dry combination that I wouldn't be able to use hers, or vice versa, because I think any skin can really benefit from soothing and nourishing and moisturizing ingredients. It all comes down to personal preference, but also just testing out which kind of formulas and textures you like. And then over, you know, like a week or two, if you realize that maybe it's too thick, then you find something a little thinner. So it's more just about trial and error, finding out what you prefer or you like and what works well with you. That way you can start incorporating different things into your skincare routine. And if you're interested in trying out any of the products, we'll leave all the details and the links below so you can go ahead and do your own research, because at the end of the day, it really does come down to you. So take our comments and reviews always with a grain of salt and patch test. So that's all we have for this episode. Thank you so much to Lab & Co for helping sponsor this video so we can keep making content and exploring more skincare to share with you guys. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.